Ever wondered about the obscure figures who shaped our history, particularly in the Wild West? Today we're taking a journey back in time to explore the life of one such character. Joseph Antrim, the lesser-known brother of infamous outlaw Billy the Kid. Joseph Antrim was no mere shadow of his notorious brother. He carved out his own path, living a life steeped in the thrill and uncertainty of being a gambler. From the dusty streets of Las Vegas, New Mexico, to the rugged frontier town of Tombstone, Arizona, Joseph danced with chance, his life a testament to the harsh realities of survival in the Old West. But there was more to Joseph than just the turn of a card or the roll of a dice. He was a man of influence, using his standing within these rough communities to intervene in altercations, even preventing lynchings. In a world where the law was often decided by the quickest draw, Joseph's ability to diffuse volatile situations showcased his quiet power. Joseph's life stretched into the 20th century, with his final breath drawn in 1930. He lived through significant historical events, witnessing firsthand the evolution of society. His story intertwines with the broader tapestry of American history, a single thread in the complex weave of our past. Yet it wasn't until recently that the final chapter of Joseph's life was revealed. His remains, unclaimed and forgotten, were discovered in a Denver cemetery, drawing back the veil of obscurity that had shrouded his final years. Despite his obscurity, Joseph Antrim was more than just Billy the Kid's brother. He was a man of influence and mystery. His life, like a deck of cards, held countless stories, each one a testament to the resilience and adaptability of those who dared to gamble with fate in the Wild West. Now, what made Joseph Antrim more than just an ordinary gambler? Well, Joseph had an uncanny knack for being in the right place at the right time. His life as a gambler in the Wild West was far from easy, but he had a unique influence in his community. Joseph's story is a testament to the impact that even lesser-known figures can have on their surroundings. You see, Joseph was not just a player of games and a bettor of odds. He was a peacemaker, a negotiator, a man who knew when to hold his cards and when to fold them, not just at the poker table, but also in life. In rough towns like Las Vegas, New Mexico, and Tombstone, Arizona, where danger was as common as tumbleweed, Joseph stepped in to prevent lynchings and altercations. His reputation as a gambler was known far and wide, but it was his role as a peacemaker that truly set him apart. With his unassuming demeanor and sharp wit, he would intervene in heated moments, diffusing tensions with a well-placed word or a clever joke. He wielded his influence with a gentle hand, reminding everyone that there was more at stake than just money on a card table. Joseph Antrim, the lesser-known brother of Billy the Kid, was a man who understood the value of peace in a time and place where conflict was the norm. He used his position in his community to advocate for cooler heads and softer hearts, often putting his own safety on the line in the process. His life serves as a reminder that every individual, no matter how seemingly insignificant, has the potential to shape their community and leave a lasting impact. Joseph might not have been as famous as his infamous brother, but he was a man who used his voice and his influence to make a difference. As a gambler, Joseph Antrim made his mark in the Wild West, using his voice not just to bet on cards, but also to prevent violence. The mystery of Joseph Antrim did not end with his death. Joseph Antrim, the lesser-known brother of Billy the Kid, led an obscure life until his last breath in 1930. His final days were spent in the rough and tumble towns of Las Vegas, New Mexico, and Tombstone, Arizona. But his final resting place remained a mystery until recently. In a quiet corner of a Denver cemetery, a recent discovery has shed light on this enigmatic figure. His unclaimed remains, lost to time and indifference, have finally been found. This discovery underscores the ongoing potential for unearthing lost histories. It reminds us that every corner of a cemetery, every unmarked grave, holds a story waiting to be told. Joseph's life as a gambler was fraught with risk and uncertainty, an echo of the unpredictable environment of the Old West. He played his cards close to his chest, both at the poker table and in life. His final resting place, unclaimed and forgotten, mirrors this obscurity. But this recent discovery has brought him back into the light. adding a new chapter to his story and his brother's legacy. Every excavation, every stumbled-upon artifact can yield new insights into the past. It's like piecing together a vast, intricate jigsaw puzzle where each piece adds to our understanding of history. The revelation of Joseph's burial site is one such piece. It breathes new life into his story, reminding us that the past is not static but ever-changing, ever-evolving. The discovery of Joseph's remains not only provides closure to his tale, but also opens up new avenues of exploration. It prompts questions about his life, his choices, and his influence. It encourages us to delve deeper into the shadows of history, to seek out the stories of those who lived in the margins, away from the spotlight. Even in death, Joseph Antrim continues to surprise us, revealing that history is ever-evolving, ever-revealing. Not all who could have documented Joseph Antrim's life chose to do so. In a time when newspapers were the primary source of information, a certain journalist had the opportunity to tell Joseph's story to the world, but he chose not to. This journalist, whose name is lost to history, dismissed Joseph as merely Billy the Kid's brother, a gambler without a tale worth recounting. His indifference to Joseph's story highlights a critical aspect of history: its susceptibility to the whims of those who record it. The quill of a journalist, or the keystrokes of a modern-day reporter, have the power to shape public perception. They decide who is remembered and who fades into obscurity. In Joseph's case, this journalist's lack of interest resulted in the loss of a wealth of historical insights that we could have gleaned from Joseph's life. A life that was not just about card games and dice, but one that was intertwined with the evolution of society and the transformation of the Wild West. Joseph was not just a gambler, he was a man who intervened to prevent lynchings, a man who lived through significant historical events like the Great Depression. His story could have offered a unique perspective on the Wild West, far removed from the romanticized narratives of gunslinging outlaws. It could have painted a picture of the harsh realities many faced, of the gamble that was survival in an unpredictable environment. Yet the journalist's indifference meant that Joseph's story remained untold, overlooked, in favor of sensational tales of notorious outlaws. This disregard for his narrative underscores the immense responsibility that comes with the act of documenting history. It serves as a stark reminder that every individual story, no matter how seemingly ordinary, holds value. The loss of potential stories with Joseph's death signifies the fragility of oral history and the importance of preserving narratives before they fade into obscurity. Joseph Antrim's story, lost to indifference, reminds us of the power of media and the importance of preserving every individual's narrative. His life, his choices, and his experiences form a vital piece of the puzzle that is our collective history. A piece that, sadly, we may never fully understand. Joseph Antrim lived through significant historical events, witnessing the evolution of society. In the twilight of his life, Joseph Antrim found himself amidst the throes of the Great Depression, a time of economic turmoil and social hardship. A man of the frontier, he'd seen the Wild West evolve from a land of lawlessness to a society on the brink of modernity. His life, like a thread woven through the tapestry of time, intertwined with the broader societal changes that defined the era. Joseph was more than just an observer. He was a participant, a survivor. He navigated the unpredictability of his world, from the dusty streets of Tombstone to the gambling dens of Las Vegas, New Mexico. The same spirit that had him rolling dice and shuffling cards also saw him through the trials of a nation in upheaval. His life was a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, a living embodiment of the adage that life, much like a game of poker, was about playing the hand you're dealt. But perhaps one of the most poignant moments of his life was witnessing the transformation of his brother's legacy. Billy the Kid, once a notorious outlaw, had become a symbol of the Wild West, romanticized and immortalized in films and folklore. Joseph saw the world fall in love with the tales of his brother, tales that danced on the line between fact and fiction. The romanticization of the Wild West, as seen through Joseph's eyes, was a testament to the enduring fascination of a time long past. It spoke to the allure of the frontier spirit, the yearning for freedom, adventure, and the thrill of the unknown. It was a reminder that history, often, is not just about the events, but also about the characters who color its pages. Joseph Antrim's life, lived in the shadow of his famous brother, reminds us of the importance of lesser-known historical figures and the enduring fascination of the Wild West. His story, although largely forgotten, is a testament to the countless unsung heroes who shaped the course of history, quietly, behind the scenes. As we delve into the annals of the past, it is these stories that continue to intrigue and inspire us, reminding us that every life has a story worth telling.